Hold on, let me turn this down. He's 17-0 with 14 KOs. He's on the path to an IBF title shot. Errol Spence Jr., very good southpaw fighter who's going to be taking on a fighter that's 23-1-1 with 12 KOs, Chris Van Heerden. And people have been getting on Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman doesn't want to fight or will not fight in Errol Spence. They were both managed, advised by Al Heyman, and I don't believe that Al Heyman even wants that fight. That just was Floyd Mayweather just pulling strings. Just pulling your little heartstrings to make you think that it was even a possibility. So when you got the fact that Errol Spence, by the way, both fighters weighing in at 146.5, they're going to be fighting for, if I'm correct, the IBF Intercontinental title or something like that. But basically, I can see that Chris Van Heerden is very highly ranked by the IBF. If you don't know, Kell Brook is taking on Diego Chavez. Kell Brook is the current IBF champion. So I can kind of see that, oh, okay, Errol Spence is on the path to an IBF title shot. You get me? So normally when fighters are on the path to a title, what I've learned under the Heyman model is that they'll start capturing belts, start capturing them underling belts. For example, you got Leo Santa Cruz, who's now the WBC Diamond Champion at 126 pounds. So it's best to believe that eventually he's going to want to go after, or probably go after, the full WBC title, or maybe he'll go after. Basically, you see, like Al Heyman fighters, they go after a championship that's under the main belt. For example, you got Adrian Broner going after the WBA World. The WBA situation is crazy. But then you got Danny Garcia, who's still the WBA Super World Champion, the recognized champion as far as the WBA is concerned. But Danny Garcia is no longer fighting at 140 pounds. So I figure one day soon you'll probably see Adrian Broner or another Heyman fighter fight for the WBA World status. But it's like this. Errol Spence is good. Errol Spence is known to have knocked out Adrian Broner in sparring, rumored. And I believe that rumor was confirmed. It has been known that Floyd Mayweather was given some problems by Errol Spence. It's known that Errol Spence is very good. He's an Olympian, and he is known to be one of the best prospects, fringe contenders out there right now. And I thought it just was unfair to him and unfair to Keith Thurman for fans to be saying, he should be fighting Keith Thurman, or or Keith Thurman should be fighting Errol Spence. I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. Keith Thurman is just getting away from being that fighter that couldn't get the fights that he wanted, even though he wants Floyd Mayweather. But remember, it was a time where a guy like Robert Guerrero didn't want to fight Keith Thurman because Robert Guerrero fought Floyd Mayweather, and Robert Guerrero thought that Keith Thurman was below him. And now look, Keith Thurman has a win over Robert Guerrero. So I'm feeling where Keith Thurman is coming from, where, in my opinion, don't rush Errol Spence along too soon, because even though Keith Thurman looked a little bit vulnerable during that one round from that body shot, and he had a very nice BMX bike, we learned. What if Keith Thurman was to fight Errol Spence and Keith Thurman beats Errol Spence? Then, what does that do to the career of an Errol Spence? People will be saying you rushed him along too soon. So, PBC owns Spike. September 11th, 2015 is going to be on the undercard. It's up there in Canada. It's going to be on the undercard of Adonis Stevenson versus Tommy Carpentier. I am T Street Controversy with RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.